We're talking about the best use of space and resources in your grow room. In your grow room, having no males means a few things. It means, number one, that what you plant is what you get. No more wasting space, wasting time. It also means that you don't waste medium, fertilizers, electricity, and manpower. So you are actually saving a lot of money in the end. Less plant waste coming out of the grow room. That means more safety, because plant waste is traceable. And these days, the cops like to snoop around in the bags, even the trash bags. So it's very much safer to have no male coming out of your grow room. Then we go to a more stability kind of concept. As Arjan said before, feminized seeds offer a more uniform product. A more uniform product, especially on the indica strains, means that your crop is more valuable and that you're going to have less trouble selecting what you like, and you're going to have less trouble when the bag of weed comes out of the grow room, because it's going to be all uniform, all looking the same, smelling the same. It's easier to pick a desired phenotype for a mother when there is less variety in what you have in front of you. If you have a strain and you have to pick a phenotype in between 10 seeds, and 10 seeds represent a great variety of phenos, then the representation of the strain is just not there, because 10 seed is not statistically an interesting number to represent that variation. But when the variation is smaller, now 10 seeds become interesting, because right there and then you have the possibility of having a look of what that strain can offer you, completely offer you, and select the one that you think is the best one for your needs. Then we can talk about more safety for outdoor guerrilla growers. Outdoor guerrilla growers, I really respect. It's the category of growers I respect the most. God bless them all. Because that's a little bit how I started when I was 15 years old in Italy, planting a few seeds up in the mountains. And yeah, it's very important to keep your operation safe. Without safety, there is no operation, there is no pot. There's only trouble. So no males means less visits to the field. If you don't have to worry about pulling out males, it means that you have a 2 weeks window in which you are not visiting your field. If you have to worry about pulling off males, it means in those 2 weeks, you better be at your field pretty much every couple of days. Otherwise, you're going to miss the one that's going to pollinate it. And being at your field every couple of days for 2 weeks is a really, really high chance of getting caught. No risk of losing the crop due to pollination. Arjan said it already, and that's the reality. And an easier camouflage thanks to smaller, scattered patches. It's over with big fields of 2,000 plants in North American continent and Europe. We don't have the luxury of being able to do things that in Africa and Asia are maybe still possible somewhere, and South America. So when we plant more than a few plants, it's very much safer to scatter them around in small patches. Use a little bit of camouflage that nature is offering you. And it's hard to do that with regular seeds, because if you plant only 10 seeds right there and most of them are males, and then you plant 20 right there and there's going to be more females than males, it's going to be a mess to manage. But if you use feminized seeds, you have the possibility of really scattering your plants around in small patches and make sure that there is no trouble around. The feminized seeds make great mothers. There's been a lot of myths and legends going on for a few years on the forums, on the internet, and word of mouth, grower to grower, about the fact that feminized seeds don't make good mothers. That is simply not true. We tested them for many years now. We tested them on a large scale. And we can say for sure that feminized seeds make as good mothers as regular seeds. We can say for sure that the clones root as fast, as healthy, and there is no degradation because they are feminized seeds. The degradation happens when people keep going down generation too fast with their mothers. But that happens with regular and with feminized seeds. Clones taken from feminized seeds, mothers are more uniform because the product itself is more uniform, so the clones are more uniform. It's a natural consequence. And finally, the feminized seeds can be used for crosses with regular males or reverse males. So if you are into breeding, and breeding is what you do, you should stop just looking at regular seeds. You should think that it's interesting and the technology, the knowledge is available, is online. Everyone can just go to a chemist shop or, chemist shop, I guess, chemistry shop, laboratory shop, and do a few purchases and play a little bit. So if you are a breeder, not considering feminized seeds and not considering this part of the game is missing something on the interesting sides of cannabis. Finally, better value for money than regular seeds. It's just about the maths. When you buy feminized seeds, you are just basically paying for the plants that are going to give you marijuana. And that's what you want to pay for, nothing else. Feminized seeds that are produced by Greenhouse Seed Company are at the moment the less expensive on the market. This is due to many factors, and one of them is the volume, of course. We are really big in sales, so we can afford to lower the prices a little bit and offer you sativas especially at prices that are incredibly cheap on the market. And this is especially true for the color pack. The color pack is something that allows people to try 5 different strains, spending 25 euros. That's, I think, $32, $35 at the moment or something. And that is something that was not possible up to when we started with it. That is a germination machine. We use this machine to test the outcome of the germination of each single batch of seeds that we produce. That machine can isolate lines and can give an exact temperature reading on each of the lines. So it allows you to really study per strain and per batch what are the conditions, what is happening, and exactly what's the germination speed and ratio of the seeds. Then we go on to show you something that is a bit more complete. This is 3 pieces of equipment. The one in the middle is the one that you just saw about the germination. The one on the left side is a machine that we use to color coat the seeds. The seeds are thrown in the machine and spinned, and then they receive a special coating and then a special coloring, organic coloring, water-based. That's the machine I'm talking about. The seeds are spinned in there, and these are the natural water-based organic colors we use. And here we go with the process. The seeds are spinning right now. The color is applied after the coating. And this is what comes out of the machine. Colored seeds, coated. In the coating, we can add basically what we want. At the moment, we thought convenient for the growers to protect and to stimulate a little bit the seeds, stimulate with a little bit of root stimulator, and protect with a little bit of fungicide. This is what I had on my desk a few days ago, and it's very exciting because it's the first time that this technology is applied to the cannabis industry, even though it's stuff that is being used in other sectors for quite a while now with success. It's very new to our great plant. A little bit of train wreck seeds, silver color. Doesn't really come out good on this picture, but it's very silvery. Cheese. The Rasta pack. And just the final shot of our terpene graphs. These are available on our website for free. You can just download the PDF file for each single one of our strains. And these are very interesting. At the moment, I don't have a complete key reading, and it's pretty difficult to see the detail of it. But each of the 16 terpenes that we analyze in each strain of cannabis is basically corresponding to a very easy to identify flavor or smell. Terpenes are hundreds. There are more than 216 terpenes involved in determining the flavor and the smell of cannabis. We offer you a reading of 16 of them, 16 selected of them, selected not just by us, our noses, but by scientists and professional people in labs all over Europe, and not just in Europe. And thank you to them, by the way. And we are in a position to offer you something that is, for example, a #1 terpene, which is the alpha pinene. Alpha pinene is one of my favorite terpenes. It's the one that in sativa plants gives you this really pine tree, this forest feeling in the smell. And the terpene #9 on this graph, I don't know if you can, no, you can't, but you'll be able to see it on the website very easily. Terpene #9 is the limonene, also one of my favorites. It's the terpene in our strain, in the strain that we enter in the Cannabis Cup, the Super Lemon Haze. It's very high in this #9 limonene terpene. It's what citrus is all about. And it's all about flavor. It's like being a little bit back to being a chef or something like that. It's very interesting stuff.